New Paltz Pride hosted a discussion called the Trans Day of Remembrance at the Dorsky Museum on November 17th. NPC-TV's Ashley Biederman has more insights about the event.
The event started with everyone receiving a name and a candle. These names represented the 24 trans folk reported who lost their lives this past year. When all the names were called, students took a moment of silence while their candles were lit.
The purpose of the event today was to honor and memorialize queer and trans people who have passed in the last year because of anti-trans violence. And a lot of times the root of that violence is ignorance and misunderstanding. But also we're gathering today to memorialize the people that are going to be affected by a lot of what the government does and is doing right now to erase trans people from policy.
Trans Day of Remembrance was not only to shine light on those who lost their lives, but to build community together in SUNY New Paltz. The hosts of the event wanted to emphasize not only coming to events like Trans Day of Remembrance, but also speaking out against the injustice marginalized groups face every day.
I understand, because we all get busy, that it's hard to show up, especially if you don't necessarily feel impacted. But we are living in precarious times right now, where we need everybody to show up for everything, right? And it's not just to run people ragged, it's because we need to start showing each other what commitment looks like and what accountability looks like and what solidarity looks like. And it looks like showing up and being vulnerable and knowing that that might not be your thing, but you're here to learn. The rest of us who don't have that luxury, we need you. And the only way we're going to solve these problems is together and collectively.
The discussion started with what makes students feel unsafe. Common themes included the American political climate, the acts of violence towards marginalized communities, and people who use their privilege erroneously. Student attendants also spoke about how SUNY New Paltz can improve safety for students of color and students in the LGBTQ community.
You need to do more than just be silent or just be passive. There needs to be some active involvement going on. Tell your professors to let your students know. There might be some unsafe places happening, and sure, you don't want to cause panic, but I think what would be worse is being passive and then something very bad happens to one of your students because you chose to be passive.
Many students came out today to educate and remember the trans folk who lost their lives this past year. For more information, you can contact New Paltz Pride on Instagram. My name is Ashley Biederman, reporting from Dorsky Museum, NPC-TV.